Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I am Noctair, your host. Today we're going to do an episode on ground attacks. With the recent additions to the clan, I've got some ground attacks I can share. But I want to start off by talking a little bit first about the clan games. Yeah, we've got our weekend clan games going on right now, the third run of this. I'm in the middle of one right now myself. Just got to get one more builder base attack in. Lots of fun. I always enjoy this, but you know what? Let's go ahead and let's jump back to the builder base and let's focus our attention on these ground-based attacks. Start off with some replays here. Most ground attacks, it seems, tend to start off with a Barbarian attack of some kind. Whether you add in one thing and take out another or whatever, it usually starts off as Barbarian. So I thought we'd look at one real quick here from one of the guys. Yeah, we do have the roster down, but that's all right. It doesn't make that much of a difference in the big scheme of things. They all start off pretty much the same. First thing you want to do is work your way around the outside of the base and take down any extraneous buildings that are going to distract your bombers, because you want the big bomb ability to take down a wall, as you see just happened right there. And then you can send in your Raged Barbarians to start taking things down. If you've got a Crusher right on the edge, sacrifice one or two, and as soon as it drops, flood it with a bunch more Raged Barbarians and you'll be able to take it down. Obviously, the goal here is to continue to keep our bombers alive, which is exactly what it's Tyler J's doing. The bombers stay alive long enough to be able to get in there and take out that middle wall that's around the builder's hall. That's an anti-barb thing that a lot of bases do. They'll build a wall specifically around the builder hall, because if for some reason your bombers die, you're going to have a hard time getting that wall down. You're going to have to hammer at it if you even survive long enough. And in a lot of these attacks, you'll notice that the main troop, whatever it might be. In this case, it's the Barbarians. But like in my minion drop attacks, it's typically, say, the beta minions. But they don't last as long as you would like them to. Your battle machine ends up coming in and doing cleanup, and that's fine. But again, he's going to have to hammer away at that wall for an eternity. And we'll get that sped up here real quick. He's going to hammer away at that wall for an eternity. And for heaven's sake, who knows how long he's going to be hammering away at those individual buildings as well. So anything you can do to kind of, hasten things along a little bit, you're gonna want to do with those bombers taking down some of the walls to speed things up. Now, obviously, that's the base attack. That's the Barbarian attack. From there, you can do all kinds of other things. So here we got the Bob accounts. And what he did was take out one camp of Raged Barbarians, and for I think the next two, this one and one afterwards, he substituted in Giants. Now, what do Boxer Giants do? Well, first and foremost, they are the tank for ground troops. No two ifs, ands, or buts about it. At least at the moment, they are the tank. You can use them to distract. So, for example, they distracted the giant cannon there, and they distracted the double cannon, keeping them off of other troops that wouldn't be able to do so well. Once again, basic Barbarian started this. We've got those bombers that come in. They take out that wall that's around the builder hall so that you can get in and start taking it down. At the very end here, you can just flood your Raged Barbarians. It's up to you how you want to do it. If you want to, you can trickle them in. But a lot of players will just go ahead and throw the lot of them at it. There's not a whole lot that can damage them. Maybe some individual point defenses. But the point is, you can send a whole bunch of them in and just overwhelm anything that remains. And then, as per the usual, you're going to let your battle machine do a walkabout, and he's going to do the cleanup. That gets you the 3-star. Got another one here, also Giants, and it's going to be the same basic thing. This one's another meta base. I've seen this one several times in some of the higher levels. I don't remember off the top of my head where the Bob accounts are. I have to take a look another time, I suppose. But I think he's hanging around the 4,000 range right now with this account. This is one of our new members in the Divergent Void clan. He brought over 3 of his games, so we're happy to have all these guys on board, especially if they bring over 1 or 2 alts along with them, because it just the more the merrier. It helps a lot of us to do these events like the clan games and that. But again, as you can see, he breaks down the walls with his bombers, trickles in the Barbarians to take down little thises and that's, sends in the Giants to act as tanks and to take down some of the other stuff. And the big thing there, those Giants are distracting that giant cannon. If that giant cannon didn't have the Giants to put his attention to, it would put its attention over to the battle machine, and we don't want that. Everything is left over, no big deal. We've got a minute and a half left. We can go ahead and let the battle machine do his thing. And along the way, you get a chance to recharge them as well, so your recovery time is a little bit less. If it takes long enough, you'll completely and totally recharge them. Can't beat that. And last structure goes down. Boom. 3 stars. Next attack was interesting. He took one of the camps of Raged Barbarians and replaced them with sneaky archers. What's the function of a sneaky archer in a ground attack? Well, it goes in and with its cloak of invisibility, can sit there and just do a boatload of damage to any of a number of different structures before it finally appears. And you can see it's exactly what he does here. He sends them in one at a time to take out the multi-mortar. Once he's got that going, he'll take out a couple of the outside buildings and send in his bombers up there at the top. We can see that's happening. And the bombers just slowly but surely work their way in toward the middle, taking down the walls. And as each set of walls comes down, he sends in more barbarians to take down the next layer, if you will, of defenses. And really, this is, I think the right way to describe this is that it's a layered attack, because it is. It's very much a layered attack. You know, you take out the outer layer, you take out the next, and then the next, and then the next, and along the way, you take out walls as you go. The longer you can keep those bombers alive, the more damage you're going to be able to do. You know, dealing with the crushers is probably the toughest part. And more often than not, you can get at least one of those crushers down using your battle machine. Sometimes you can use giants. Sometimes you can time it like we saw on that, was it the second replay, I think it was, where he timed it really nicely with his Rage Barbarian. That was the first one, it was the regular Barbarian. And you send one in to get it to drop, and then, of course, it has its recovery time. And that's all the time you need to be able to throw in the quick run of Horde that will be able to take it down fast. And as we've seen with these other ones, another 100% 3-star, and even the bomber that sticks around to the very end helps out. There we go. Now, of course, no discussion of ground attack would be complete if we didn't also include a discussion of the cannon cart. Early on, the cannon cart just, you know, I'll tell you, it was underwhelming. Didn't offer much impress at all. And now, as you get to the later versions of it, or you have stronger support troops, in this case, we've only got level 7 cannon carts for stuffs. You can use it to take out things like, for example, crushers, to fire over walls and things like that, through walls, whatever. It's a nice troop to take in to juice up your Barbarian. And some of these, like I said, these are lower level attacks, and that illustrates the power of the Barbarian attack, and specifically the Rage Barbarian at level 14. You're maxing that Rage Barbarian really early on, and he's designed to be able to fight a fully decked out Builder Hall 7. So if you're able to use that with other troops, it's a powerful attack. Early on, down around the, I'll say the upper 2000s, lower 3000s, you can do straight up Barbarian. It works just fine. By the time you get to about 3500, you know, it doesn't work quite as well. It's time to switch it up and to take that 5th camp and put something else in it, like, for example, giants, or in this case, you know, the cannon carts. And you can see how well it works. Now, again, the Barbarian, we start off with that, distract, send in the cannon carts, let them work on that crusher there. Bomber, or the Barbarians help out with that. Bombers are still doing their thing. Just keep on throwing in the Rage Barbarians. As long as stuff is shooting at them, it ain't going to be shooting at anything else, and that's the point. You know, even though we're dealing with level 7 cannon carts here, I mean, look at this. They're staying alive. They're both still alive into this attack because they've got things to tank for them. And then finally they do end up going down, and we look out, this particular pair goes down. One goes down right in front of the crusher, and the other one is sitting right there and able to take out the crusher the rest of the way. In the meantime, we got a few more Raged Barbarians that aren't raged anymore, still doing their thing. You got the Battle Machine doing his thing, and you end up walking away with yet another 3-star, 100% result. And that's really what the ground attack is all about. If you run it right, if you start off with the basics of a Barbarian, you're going to be able to go in and, even at a lower level in the trophies or a lower level of game, just decimate a lot of your opponents. And we've talked about this before. We've got the Barbarian series up where, I did the whole Nock Learns Barbarian thing and all that. And we've talked about whether or not it's fair, whether it's OP, and so on. Don't get too hung up on that. Just have some fun with it. Give this video a watch, watch the Barbarian ones, and just practice with it a little bit. You're going to want it for Builder Hall 8. At any rate, that's what I have for you guys today. Thanks for sticking around to the very end of the video, and I will catch y'all later. Just keep on clashing. Bye-bye.